A road vendor, Robin Williams, is directing the crowd through the roads of the imaginary Middle Eastern city of Agrabah. In the wake of attempting to sell a wide range of products, he takes out an old oil light, guaranteeing it, when steered, a young fellow's life. A young fellow who, like this light, was more than whatever he appeared, a precious stone, in the unpleasant. The merchant then starts to tell the story, starting on a dim evening, where the ruler's terrific vizier, Jafar, Jonathan Freeman, has a mystery meeting with a cheat named Qasim. Qasim surrenders a portion of a brilliant scarab insect, of which Jafar as of now have the other half. Assembling the two parts, the brilliant scarab bug shows signs of life and takes off into the evening, trailed by Jafar and Qasim. The brilliant bug then chooses a sand ridge which transforms into a Goliath sand tiger with its mouth wide opened, the Cavern of Marvels. Jafar orders Qasim to enter the cavern and recover a light. Notwithstanding, after moving toward the cavern, the tiger's head talks that only one might enter, one whose value lies far inside, the gem waiting to be discovered. Qasim actually endeavors to enter, yet when he makes one stride inside the tiger's mouth, it clamps down on the criminal, killing him in a split second and deterring the entryway. The brilliant scarab bug then, at that point, turns around into the two parts which Jafar gathers. It is then that Jafar comprehends he really wants to track down this hidden treasure to enter. The following day, in the city of Agrabah, a youthful road imp named Aladdin, Scott Weinger, is battling to take a portion of bread, alongside his pet monkey, Abu. Subsequent to outmaneuvering a portion of the city watches, the two settle down to eat their riches, yet winds up offering it to 2 or 3 hungry children battling to track down any food. They are then diverted when a regal sovereign walks through the roads, on the way to the king's castle to guarantee the princess' hand. Aladdin gets into a showdown with the ruler when he attempts to rebuff 2 children who erroneously strolled before his pony, making it stop suddenly. The ruler kicks Aladdin into a puddle of soil and pronounces Aladdin to be only the useless road rodent. Aladdin and Abu then, at that point, resign to their homestead, with Aladdin promising his monkey companion that sometime in the not-so-distant future, things will be better. The following day, the sovereign leaves the royal residence, infuriated that Princess Jasmine, Linda Larkin, has battled off his advances, permitting her pet tiger Raja to tear out the admirer's pant. The king, Douglas Seal, converses with his little girl, who says she is worn out on carrying on with her life being cooped up behind walls. The king
Rafi is
talks with his
permitted
guide,
to enter the cave
Jafar,
safely.
who claims
The
he
Cave
can
of
help
Wonders
the
is
ruler,
filled with
on the
wondrous
off
treasures that
chance
tempt
that
both
the ruler
Aladdin
will
and
give him
Abu.
his blue precious
However,
stone ring.
they have been warned to only retrieve the
Utilizing
lamp and
entrancing
not to
on
be
the king,
tempted by the
Jafar
treasure,
gets the
otherwise
ring
they would be
and
trapped
withdraws
inside the
to his
cave
confidential
forever.
quarters.
Along the way they meet a magic
Later on
carpet
that
and find the
night,
lamp.
Jasmine escapes from
However,
the castle
Abu becomes
and
tempted by
meanders
a
the
big
roads of
shiny ruby and
Agrabah the
takes it.
following day.
This angers the spirit of the
Be that
cave,
as it
and
may,
starts to
their
cave in.
demonstration of
Aladdin
giving
and
an
Abu
apple
barely
to an
make it
eager
back
young
with
man
carpet's
handles
help,
her in a
but end
difficult
up trapped in the
situation
cave
with
after
road
Jafar
shippers
takes
she
the
took
lamp
it
and
from,
betrays him.
not understanding she would have
Trapped
to pay
inside the
for it.
cave, Abu reveals that he stole the
Fortunately,
lamp back
Aladdin
from
meddles
Jafar.
and cons the
Aladdin
vendor
notices
into
the lamp is a
accepting he
bit
got his
dusty and
apple
gives it a
back.
rub. This causes
then
the lamp to
drives
release a
Jasmine away
powerful
from the
genie who can
market
grant
and
him
away
3
from
wishes,
additional
as long as he
difficulty.
is holding the lamp.
In the interim,
Aladdin wishes
Jafar
to
has
escape from the
utilized the blue
cave,
jewel
though he
ring
makes
he
a
took
wish
from the
without
king
holding
to
the
counsel
lamp,
the ways of the
keeping his
world,
3 wishes
which
intact,
uncovered exactly
and both
who he
he,
really wants to
Genie,
enter the
Abu
Cavern of
and Carpet
Miracles,
find themselves in the
Aladdin.
middle of the desert.
Aladdin
After
has
seeing
withdrawn
Genie's
with Jasmine
potential,
to his
Aladdin
and
wishes
Abu's
to become a
place,
prince in
and
the
she
hopes
is
that he
somewhat
can be
taken
with
by his
Princess Jasmine.
generosity.
Genie
In any
transforms him into
case,
Prince
Aladdin
Ali,
is
and
abruptly
parade to
gone
the
after
Sultan's
and caught
palace,
by the
where
city
the Sultan
watchman.
welcomes him. Aladdin
Jasmine
starts off a
uncovers
bit
herself
awkward
to
being a
them,
prince and
requesting
trying to
Aladdin
impress
be delivered,
Jasmine,
yet the top of the
especially when
regal
Genie has him
gatekeepers,
dance spectacularly in front of the
tells her he is
princess.
acting compelled
Instead
from
of being
Jafar.
impressed she just leaves.
Getting back to the royal
Meanwhile,
residence,
Jafar becomes
Jasmine
suspicious
goes
of
up
Prince
against
Ali.
Jafar, who
Later,
makes sense of
Aladdin
that
decides
was
to go in
caught on the
Jasmine in her
grounds that he
room.
seized her. At the point when Jasmine uncovers she got away from the castle all alone and Aladdin didn't have anything to do with it, Jafar amazingly asserts that Aladdin has previously been executed, sending her away in tears. In fact, Aladdin has been detained in the illustrious prisons. Abu figures out how to free Aladdin, yet they are interfered with by a more seasoned detainee, asserting he really wants Aladdin's assistance to find the Cavern of Marvels. In truth, the detainee is really Jafar in mask, who figures out how to assist Aladdin with getting away from the prisons. After the little gathering shows up at the Cavern of Marvels, Aladdin is permitted to enter, with the cavern advance notice him not to contact everything except rather the light. Aladdin and Abu adventure profound into the sinkhole, which is loaded up with many fortunes of gold, gems, diamonds, and all sort of extravagances, where they first experience a conscious enchantment cover that drives them to the light's area. Aladdin can recover the light, yet Abu defies the guideline, and gets a huge ruby, making the cavern start to fall on them. Utilizing the enchanted floor covering, Aladdin and Abu figure out how to get to the entry of the cavern, where the old bum argues for Aladdin to give him the light. Aladdin does as such, and the poor person then, at that point, uncovers a knife, expecting to kill him. Fortunately, Abu chomps the hobo, and both Aladdin and Jafar then, at that point, laughingly goes after the light, just to find it is no more. Abu figured out how to take it off the hobo before he fell once more into the cavern with Aladdin. Profound inside the cavern, Aladdin starts to inspect the light, tracking down a well-used engraving in favor of it. Scouring it, the light then creates an enormous blue genie. The genie, Robin Williams, lets Aladdin know that for scouring the light, he is qualified for 3 wishes, and that wanting for additional desires is likewise impossible, yet cautions that they accompany the accompanying exemptions. 1. He can't kill anybody. 2. He can't make anybody become hopelessly enamored with another person. 3. He can't bring individuals resurrected. Utilizing his road smarts, Aladdin figures out how to con Genie into getting them out of the cavern without utilizing a wish. Arriving in a little desert garden, Aladdin mulls over what to want, and asks the genie what he would want. The genie makes reference to how he'd wish to be liberated from the light, provoking Aladdin to vow to free the genie with his last desire. As the subject goes to Aladdin's desires, he considers needing to accompany Jasmine, and however he can't make her fall head over heels for him, he chooses to wish to turn into a sovereign, as she is a princess, in this manner permitting him to essentially attempt to accompany her. Aladdin utilizes his most memorable desire. The genie will transform him into a breathtakingly rich sovereign. Abu is changed into an enormous elephant and will be Aladdin's mount. In the meantime, back in Agrabah, Jafar is as yet vexed that he didn't get the light. Needing to discover a smart method for accomplishing power, Jafar endeavors to persuade the ruler that there is a proviso in the illustrious principles that on the off chance that Jasmine has not been reasonably married by a specific time, she is to wed the extraordinary vizier to save faces. The ruler is hesitant to continue, so Jafar endeavors to mesmerize him, however he is intruded on by clearly music coming from outside. Outside, an enormous and uproarious illustrious parade enters the realm, declaring the appearance of ruler Ali Ababwa, otherwise known as Aladdin. The parade is colossal, with wealth, intriguing creatures, many workers and Aladdin himself riding an elephant, Abu. Aladdin's escort advances into the royal residence, intriguing the king. Jafar is dubious and cold toward the new admirer. Aladdin is taken to Jasmine, who is disinterested and rebukes Aladdin's self-important ways. Notwithstanding, when Aladdin eliminates his cap to shoo away Raja, Jasmine is helped to remember the road imp. Aladdin attempts to acquire Jasmine's advantage again by telling her how rich and strong he is, nevertheless she remains immovably undecided. Aladdin chooses to leave Jasmine and steps off on his enchanted rug, which certainly stands out. Jasmine wishes to ride with him and the two go on a long outing all over the planet. Aladdin drops his vainglorious exterior during the outing, which ultimately prevails upon her. Returning Jasmine to the castle, Aladdin is generally seized by royal contingents, tie him up and dump him in a close-by lake compelled from Jafar. At the point when he incidentally rubs the light, Genie shows up and persuade Aladdin to utilizing his second desire to save the kid's life. Yet again Aladdin gets back to the castle to observe that Jafar is utilizing his cobra-molded staff to mesmerize the ruler, requesting that he request his little girl to wed the tricky vizier. Aladdin sorts out Jafar's plans and crushes the staff. Jafar disappears before the royal contingents capture him, however not prior to recognizing the light's secret inside ruler Ali's cap. After he's gone, the king sees that Jasmine has acknowledged Aladdin and wishes to wed him. In any case, Aladdin is as yet disturbed by the way that he's not a genuine ruler and has been deceiving the princess. Genie shows up and attempts to persuade Aladdin to utilizing his last desire to free him. Aladdin lets him know he can't. Abu fall once more into the sinkhole, as the Goliath tiger's head vanishes under the sand by and by. Can't free the genie as he wouldn't be the ruler that he is without him, persuaded he would lose Jasmine on the off chance that he's demonstrated not to be a sovereign. The genie unexpectedly withdraws into the light, feeling furious and deceived. Jafar gets back to his mysterious refuge underneath the castle, apparently crushed, however chuckling insanely when he understands who Sovereign Ali truly is. He then, at that point, sends his pet Paradiago, Gilbert Gottfried, to take the light, which he does rather without any problem. Jafar calls the genie. Genie is compelled to do Jafar's offering and shows up in a massive structure, getting the royal residence and taking it to a far-off mountain. Jafar utilizes his most memorable desire to turn into the world's most remarkable magician and uncovers to everybody that Aladdin is only a road imp. He jump-starts him out of the castle in a shoddy rocket which lands in a frigid cold mountain district. Jafar then utilizes his second desire to become ruler and detains the king and the princess until she consents to wed him. Caught in the mountains, Aladdin finds Abu and